What is going on, Ecam fam? Today we are bringing you a 3-part video series to help you elevate your content and your video production skills by optimizing your studio space. If you didn't know, I'm Delgado here, and I help other content creating entrepreneurs like yourselves make long-lasting digital first impressions. In this video series, we're gonna dive into different studio setups and different budget levels that range from good, better, and best. And we're gonna start off the series talking about green screens. We're gonna move on to photography backdrops, and then we're gonna wrap it up exploring dedicated rooms or studio spaces. In all 3 videos, we're going to cover how to optimize and make each of these spaces look fantastic, regardless of whether you're a beginner, a seasoned creator, and whether you have a small budget or an infinite budget. Let's jump right into the first topic, which is using a green screen. This is the least expensive budget option with prices that start around as low as about $100 for the green screen and necessary lighting to make sure that the green screen looks great. This option gives you limitless backdrops and is perfect for those who don't have a dedicated room or a dedicated studio space to set up with a desk and with lights and cameras and all of those things. Let's talk about what the pros are, because not everything is all great with green screens or any of these setups. I've already mentioned one of these pros, and that's that it is the least expensive option for you to optimize. Whether you're sharing a room or a dedicated space for a studio, a green screen can be the perfect option to quickly transform any area, providing you privacy and customizable backgrounds without breaking the bank. It's also temporary, so once you're done with your videos or with your live streams, you can quickly take the green screen down and you can have your space back to normal as if you've never had anything there to begin with. When I started my live streaming and video production journey, green screen was my best option because I was actually sharing a dining room space and needed a super low cost and temporary solution. All I personally started off with was a simple cloth that you can find in places like Hobby Lobby or in Michael's. And all I did was measure the height and the width of how big I wanted the green screen to be. I added a few lights on tripods, and we're talking about super basic. And my green screen was good to go. Another pro is that Ecam Live makes it so easy for you to use a green screen. And if you haven't already figured it out, I'm currently using one. This is the Delgado green screen, which is collapsible and comes with its own built-in case, and it's portable, and I absolutely love it when it comes down to green screens. Be sure to check the links down in the description below for the green screen recommendations, as well as separate tutorial videos on how to properly use and set up a green screen within the Ecam Live app. Some quick things that you want to make sure to know is everything is going to be in your camera effects window of Ecam Live. All you have to do is, once you have your green screen, is checking the green screen box and it does its work. If you haven't already selected a backdrop, Ecam gives you a default amount of backdrops already within the software. You can also upload your own backdrop if you have a preference. I'm using the bricks. Then you can go in and do things like blurring the background. By default, the background is not blurred, and you can see it makes everything look super sharp and in focus. When using backgrounds like these, I personally like to blur it a little bit, starting around 10 to like 20. I think for this setting, we're gonna keep it around 15 to make it look a little blurred, but not too zoom like I'm gonna say. And then you can go in and fine tune the fade levels. And if I bring the fade levels all the way down, you can see it changes the color. If I bring it up, now I've gone in and I have disappeared. And so basically you just want to finesse the fade levels that you look good, and you really want to pay attention to the edges around you so that you can't see that there's green screen too much, but it's not too faded out the way you saw when I brought it up to 100 like this. Let's dial this back in like so, and I think this looks all right. And now this is where the cons of using a green screen start to come in. The most important thing for you to remember is that you have to keep the material of the green screen extremely taut to minimize wrinkles. Doing this is going to eliminate any shadows and dark spots on the green screen, which can make the video quality look really bad if you don't manage it properly. You also have to use more lighting than what you normally would in a dedicated room space. And this can start to increase the cost because if you need more lights for the bottom, if you need more lights for the top, you usually want to have a light behind you. It's going to bring those prices up as well as be super finicky to properly set up in order to get an even chroma key to have this backdrop looking as seamless as possible. Another con is that your options with camera angles and framing are limited. You need to make sure that you're cropped in enough so that you keep the green screen within view because green screens are usually a set amount of space. And of course, you just only want to see the green screen in view and not your camera or not the rest of your room rather. You also have to be careful with the exposure because you're using more lights. You can easily make yourself look blown out. And lastly, you can't decorate a green screen. So the only option for customization when you're using a green screen is just changing out the backdrops itself. And talking about backdrops, be careful when you are choosing one because sometimes they're a quick tell to know that you are using a green screen. So if trying to have a realistic look is extremely important to you, I would say don't use backdrop options like this or like this one here because it's going to be obvious that you're using a green screen. Now they're cool, and if that doesn't matter to you and you don't care that people know you use a green screen, hey, by all means use it, but just be mindful of the backdrops and the placement, right? Because this one here is a home office, but you can still tell it kind of looks wonky with me thrown in it. So personally, if I'm not choosing my own backdrop, I'm gonna go ahead and use this dedicated one from Ecam because I think it is the quickest or the best quality material to kind of psych people out and not let people know that I am using a green screen. And a quick reminder and a small con is that you have to be careful with what you wear. It's easy to wear a piece of clothing that has green in it and you forget and not realize, and on camera it's going to look like this. If I turn off this green screen here, you can see this is the green right here, and as soon as we turn it on it becomes transparent and it becomes a part of the backdrop. Now I am a little bit closer, so you may not have even noticed, but if you are wearing clothing, or maybe if the green was up here and you are wearing those lighter clothes, you may not even realize it until it's too late. That wraps up everything that you need to start using a green screen effectively. And remember that the biggest and most important key in a green screen setup is having a smooth surface, no wrinkles, and even lighting across the green screen. Stay tuned for the next video in this series where we are going to go over the good option, the next budget option up, and that's using a photography backdrop. This can give you a little bit more character and provide some options when it comes down to decorating and customizing. And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. If you want to know when the next video is released, be sure to hit that notification bell. And I want to know, in the comments, have you used a green screen before? What do you think about the green screen? And do you have any tips to make it look great? What are your tips when choosing a backdrop? All right, you guys, I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace out, y'all. Yeah.